so we're gonna focus this episode on Jessica Jones. Yeah, and
Jessica,
and we got a lot to talk about. And as you notice, that Midhat is not with us today because we buried him under the house.
Yeah, he didn't like it. Midhat has no. It just makes no sense, his criticisms on anything that he put on there.
Well, we're going to talk about Midhat's criticisms, just so so that way he feels properly represented. Jessica Jones as a character, right? Was in the Alias comics, which was a Max comic, which was adult content oriented, and everything. And we come into her already fully formed as a private eye. And she's spying not only on regular people, but she's spying on superheroes.
Yeah.
So what it was at the heart of it, she was given powers in a car crash, spilled radioactive chemicals and all that kind of stuff. Her family died and everything like that, and she got superpowers, super strength. There was supposed to be some element of invulnerability. She could fly, she could do all of this kind of stuff. She became the heroine jewel. She got the notice of the Avengers, right? Because she was a geek. Goes into a restaurant and, she's breaking up a fight and the Purple Man sees her. Kilgrave sees her and instantly takes control of her. He then mentally raped her for months.
He did more than that in the car.
Yeah. Well, they did in the show, but let's just get back to in the comment. Mentally, let's just say he totally bamboozled this girl. Now, it wasn't, when she came out of that, it wasn't the fact that he raped her was the issue. The real issue was that nobody cared that she was gone. So the way she came out was he sent her to attack. She sent her to attack the Avengers.
It was one particular person at the Avengers, but she got.
It
confused.
wasn't Scarlet Witch because
Scarlet Witch is the one that knocked her out.
Yeah.
But she got confused. They sent her to the Avengers.
Oh, Daredevil. Yeah, she sent her to go take out Daredevil. He sent her to go take out Daredevil because that's his enemy. But she goes to Avengers.
Scarlet Witch gets involved, and that Scarlet Witch gives her the kapow.
Yeah, that's how she gets her mind back.
And then Jean Grey kind of puts the psychic locks in place to kind of get
right.
her. So,
and that's when she goes under the wing of Carol Danvers. But at the back of her mind was, you guys know me. I've been missing for 6 months, and how come nobody came looking for me? No. So she's like, F you superheroes, F you all, and then she decided to become a private eye. Yeah. Now, that's the backstory of Jessica Jones. So this show, this fantastic show, these 13 episodes is pretty much the origin of Jessica Jones to the point that we see her in the Alias comics.
Right, but without... the trauma is more directly related to a Kilgrave than...
Well, because because in the show they didn't pull any punches. This is a Netflix show. Yeah. Kilgrave raped her. He raped her multiple times.
This is what I'm saying. In the TV series, it's a lot more focused on the damage that Kilgrave did than in the comics, where it was the I've got no friends kind of thing. This one, they kind of made an effort to show that even when she was under his control, she still had that friendship with Trish.
Don't jump ahead. We're going to get to that. Yes, right. So what I'm trying to say is, in the show, right, first they had to make some changes because initially when they first came up with the show, they were going to have Carol Danvers in the show because they already had Captain Marvel on the slate and everything else like that. Then they got the no order, no, you can't have Carol Danvers now, and so then they pulled in Patsy Walker. And so they, kind of fudged. They did a great job.
I thought she was amazing.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down each of the characters, and then we can really go into all of that. When this show begins, right, is that Jessica Jones is not Jessica Jones in Alias, even though first thing she does is breaks her, detective sign and stuff like that. They decided to really amp up this thing where her relationship with Luke Cage, right? Because that did happen in the first issue of the comic, but then it didn't fully develop until sometime later. Yeah.
But no, they had a one night stand.
Yeah.
They had a one night stand in the comics, didn't they? But it was never kind of like that.
It wasn't like a love thing and all that.
And then she was pregnant from that one night stand, and that's when kind of Luke did the. I've got to do the right thing.
Yeah, got to do the right thing. Got to do the right thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I managed to break the egg. It's all good. So what I wanted to talk about first was, which I haven't heard on the boards, is that relationship of Luke Cage and just Luke Cage in general in this series, which I think was phenomenal. As you know, Midhat joins us usually, and one of the things that hopefully infuriated both of us is how I said, what about like her and Luke Cage? And he said, that's predictable.
I mean, yeah, but it is. I mean, to be fair, it is a little bit predictable. But I don't think predictable. It's not. But I don't think predictable is. It is predictable.
In what way? No.
But you knew from the very beginning that as soon as she had the flashback and you found out that the woman that she killed was Luke Cage's wife, it was predictable that Luke Cage would find out in some way and then disappear. That's
not what happened in the show, though.
Yeah, it is. He found out. There was the episode when he went looking for this woman's son, and they went to find the son, found him, came back. He got loads of evidence that said that it was the bus driver who was drunk that killed his wife, and he went to kill the bus driver, and that's when Jessica Jones went, no, it was me, you can't do it. There was a little bit of a smack.
You calling that predictable?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because it's you knew that he was going to go away for it. You also knew he was going to come back. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think still think it's a good storyline to kind of like build on. Okay. But I don't think it's a negative comment to say that it was.
Yeah, well, no. I think it is in a sense where predictability. First of all, as a superhero, if this was on television, it wouldn't have played like that. Because there's that whole thing about superheroes never kill, right? Jessica killed an innocent woman. Right, whether or not we'll find out in Luke Cage, I think we'll find out that Viva probably wasn't so innocent, but she killed an innocent woman, and she's carrying that is her major burden.
Yeah, that's her.
She's carrying a major burden
and up until the very last episode, that was her burden all the way through. Until Luke kind of did forgive her for that.
Right, exactly. But did he really?
Well, I mean, he was under Kilgrave's.
See, this is what's so freaking phenomenal about this show. Because they played it so well. This is why I don't know why nobody's talking about it. Did he really? When Luke left her, he called her a piece of shit. He's like, I can't believe you slept with me. I can't believe you knew what you did to me and all the stuff that you've done. And he took off, so he didn't have to, take her out. Then when he came back, because Kilgrave found him. Yeah. Pretty much that's what it was.
Well, it was Luke Cage that found him.
No.
Yeah, because it was after they were in the restaurant and Kilgrave had told them all to lose themselves. Well, he escaped out the back of his dad. Luke Cage saw them, came over and went, Kilgrave, and then Kilgrave went, stop.
Oh, right, yeah. So no, I mean, before Jessica saw him burn them, blow up the bar. Yeah, you're right. All right, so what happens is that blowing up the bar. Walking out as a man on fire. That was just so awesome.
That was brilliant.
You know what I mean? That was just so awesome. And then, so she knows this timeline, right? Which Kilgrave's managed to advance and everything like that. So, he's like, yeah, okay, I'll help you, I'll forgive you and all that. And Kilgrave's like, all those are my lines. Yeah. You know what I mean? I did not see that coming. That's why I say when you use the word predictable, I'm like, what are you fucking talking about?
No, but did not see that coming. That bit it wasn't predictable. What I was referring to was the whole fact that it was predictable that Luke Cage was going to find out that Jessica Jones had. Well, of course he was going to find out.
Of course.
It's sort of like that. You can't have said that at that point when you saw the photo.
Of course, but don't call it predictable. Is all I'm saying is because she still, as a superhero, she still did a lot of bad things. That's not the only life she caused.
But we're not saying all the story plots are predictable. We're not saying all the story threads are predictable. Right, Just this one little thing where you kind of saw that it was. I mean, you go through it. There's a lot of unpredictability. Yeah. Did you see? I didn't see at the beginning of the first episode, that Hope was going to shoot her parents.
No,
did not expect that in any way.
No, totally not.
I mean, I always knew that Night Nurse was going to come.
It came in way late. I mean, we'll get to Night Nurse. Came in way late, but I mean, so just to finish off the Luke Cage thing is that I mean, I love their Marvel team up. They had a Marvel team up in there before he found out about her. I loved the sex scenes and everything like that. I loved also that little moment at the restaurant where they were like, so, are we the only two? Yeah. And, it's like, no, there are others. Like the big green guy and the flag waver.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to point out about her disdain for the Avengers is that because we had the Marvel movies, right, she's never had that moment where she could have actually been a part of the Avengers. But, for some reason, there is this kind of like, forget them. They're like thinking they're guys up
but
there.
I don't think that her disliking of the Avengers stems from that.
Flag waver.
Yeah. I don't think that's a. I mean, all the way through it, Jessica, this series, she's been a very negative down person because she's had all that crap happen to her. And in the origin, the episode 7, I think it is, when they tell her origin, there's that scene where Trish puts together an outfit and tells her, why don't you go out and
oh my God.
Why don't you go out and rescue, be a hero and stuff? And she gives her the costume. And then at that moment, she goes out, she has that night and sees that person getting beaten up and saves him. And then immediately after that first intervention, second intervention, she saved the girl in the hot dog outfit. But the second intervention of her trying to be a hero, Kilgrave finds her, stops her, and does his shtick on her. And that, I mean, that would leave you kind of like, the one time I've tried to be a hero and I've been immediately raped, I've been mentally abused, I have been forced to do something against it. Whereas these guys over here, they stepped into the light. Nothing bad's happened to them. I mean, just from the outset, obviously we all know Tony, lots of bad stuff has happened to them. But from her perspective, it's like, these people here, they've had so much good stuff happen to them. Me, I've had to suffer for my powers. So I don't think the hatred is because of them being heroes. I think it's just because her opportunities in life were different.
No, you're right.
But, I mean, it's... I think... The way Kristen Ritter kind of like just portrayed her all the way through it, I loved her character. I thought
she was very
hard drinking, she
pooed on the toilet.
Yeah, she pooed on the toilet. Yeah, we'll go into that comment.
I'm not even going into Midhat's comment. I just meant the battle. She was in on the toilet, but not at that.
And everything. It was just felt really kind of like good. I like the whole fact. The first episode where she gets the guy who's trying to run away from the summons, and he goes. If you run away, I'll fire him a heat vision. And she just rolls on with laser vision. But I really liked that part of it. Was really good for us, and I like the origin story of her. Quickly talk about David Tennant because. I mean, I'm a big David Tennant fan. I mean, I'm
a Tennant fan.
Yeah, I mean, apart from when he was in Balamory, when ages ago, but great Doctor Who, and the stuff that he's done ever since then has been really good. But this performance was just, it was like he was playing this innocence of a child who had no idea about what he was doing was wrong. And there's that moment in the episode where what would Jessica do, where he comes back and he's kind of like going, do you know how difficult it is for me? There was this moment where
I don't know how to be a good guy.
There was this moment where you kind of felt really sympathetic to him.
You're talking about after they saved the
after when just before it, when he's saying to her, I have to think about every single word I say before I say it. It does make you sympathise with them a bit, and then it's immediately kind of juxtaposed when they leave. It's go. If we're not back in 2 hours, slice each other's faces off.
Nobody reminds me of. Remember that Star Trek, the original series episode with that guy Archon or whatever? They were on a planet where the guy was actually a kid.
He's making them all.
So what they showed us is that pretty much his growth was stunted, because like he was a mutant. His parents who did these experiments on him.
Well, he wasn't a mutant.
I think he is.
No. They explained he had a neurological disease.
Same thing.
But it's not.
He was born with the neurological disease.
He was born with a neurological disease. Affected. It's not a power.
Oh well, they have awakened his power by the experiment.
No, I mean I'm going to say he's not a mutant.
I'm just saying because it's Marvel.
I think they gave him the immune.
You don't give people powers.
The antiviral stuff that they were testing.
All right. So anyway, my point is that he was a kid when that happened. His parents did that to him. And then from there, he became like a god. He became like this Archon guy. So there was no growth. So if you notice his subtleties in his performance, he is just a child. I want.
Yeah.
I want whatever I want. Give it to me. food. He wasn't into, like, when he got $1 million, he didn't want it. He just used it to buy the house.
Yeah.
So, like, he doesn't live for day to day. He just lives for the moments. And that's excellent performance, because it's like he's like, Jessica, really, it's like, he just wants a friend.
He really thinks that he is in love with her. He really does think it, but it's not. It's not that. Once you find out that the reason why is because it's the first person who managed to fight back against him.
Yeah, because he could control everyone else.
Could control everyone else, but Jessica broke his control. Mm-hmm. And that's what kind of like, so he thought it was love. He thought this fixation on her, he thought it was love. It wasn't. It was just because there was this one person who he couldn't control, and he wanted to
And what he doesn't recognize is that it's in that moment when she kills Reva. It's in that moment that, like, he makes someone do something they never would have done.
Yeah.
That's what broke her spell, was that because she did something she never would have done, then she wrestled with that. And so as she was walking away in that fog of wrestling, and he's like, can't control it. He's like, whoa, hold on for a second. And then he gets hit by the bus.
Yeah.
So then he's like, holy shit, this is the one.
Yeah.
So it was all about that. But I love that when he was saying, help me be a hero, and that became another Marvel team up. That was like another like Marvel team up issue, like Jessica and Kilgrave. I thought that was really excellent.
What I loved about that, I did not see the twist at the end. I honestly, when she sat down and gave him Chinese, when they started eating the Chinese food, I honestly just did not expect where it was going. I thought there was going to be an episode where she does try and make him a good guy. And then it kind of like, no, it was sort of like straight in there. And that padded cell thing was a genius. The water kind of like going, there's a special certain type of person who would think that, and obviously we know.
Because it's the IGH program and stuff like that. But like the thing about it is that was excellent. And so let's get into the whole like Trish scenario, because kind of like creating this character from the bottom up. I thought what was really amazing about this is that this really took some thinking. And it was well better that they had to choose Hellcat as opposed to Carol Danvers, because Carol Danvers' story is nowhere near as rich as Hellcat's. Because most people would recognize that this was like the Gone Girl. Like Gone Girl, where like her mom was like, used to like write, these comics about her, these books about her, she's famous. And then they were able to use the actual Patsy Walker comics, the cartoons. But did you know that her mother was played by Rebecca Domane?
I did notice that.
And so, I mean, I didn't notice it until somebody had to point it out. I was like, oh my God, risky business. Right? But
rock the cradle.
That's it. But like the thing about it was that like it was great, because there was abuse going on before Jessica got involved with Kilgrave. And
the abuse wasn't done to her. She was never...
No, because she already showed Patsy's mom that don't mess with me. She already told, don't mess with me. Don't even mess with her anymore. You know what I mean? But, like, what I was going to say is that what is amazing about the character is that in the comics, right? So let's go back to the comics with Patsy Walker. Patsy Walker was a 50s comic book character, and in the 70s, what they tried to do was retcon her, and they put her into the Brand Corporation with the Beast. So when the X-Men series was canceled and stuff, the Beast, as Hank McCoy, ended up working for the Brand Corporation, where Trish and Biff. I'm surprised they didn't give us a Biff, man. I was really disappointed they didn't give us a Biff, at least in the past, kind of thing. But they were working for that organization, and then he transforms into the Beast. So she becomes kind of like a sidekick in a way in Amazing Adventures.
And she finds a suit.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that she was so desperate to be a hero, which is what Trish was. She had a friend who had powers. She wanted powers so badly. Let me do this. And I felt her anxiety, her desperation.
I never felt that she wanted powers or anything like that. I never felt that she wanted powers. I felt. Pardon?
What about her Krav Maga training?
That was purely self-defense.
Because she wants to kick ass.
But but I don't think she wanted powers. I don't think she wanted to dress up and be a superhero and stuff like that. I think what she wanted was, she had Jessica protecting her all the time, and she wanted to be able to feel independent. So she didn't feel like, that's why the apartment had safe locks and all that security and stuff like that. And that's when she took that pill, when she ended up taking one of Nuke's pills and stuff. You kind of like saw it. She was sort of like properly pumped to get it, but she was pumped because she managed to stop. she managed to go toe to toe with somebody and prove that she was a strong.
Yeah, but person. I thought when she took that pill, she knew what she was doing. I thought that this is going to give me the same power you have, and this is awesome. And then it nearly exploded in her heart,
killed her.
You know what I mean? I think she's going to have some residue. I think it was a good link into
I think it would be a good episode where in the next series where she's having some sort of like. She's subconsciously doing something without her realizing it. It's like these drugs are kind of like hitting her a little bit more. Or it says that IGH are secretly experimenting on her in his sleep or something like that. Would be quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, because also in the comics, last thing I'll say about it in the comics, there is something called MGH, which is mutant growth hormone. And like, so let's go to the hard drive.
What are you thinking? Inhuman growth hormone?
No. Check this out. You remember the what do you call those things? The hard drive.
Flash drive.
Flash drives. So, what was on the flash drive? So, what Jessica told Luke was that there's other stuff on the flash drive besides Kilgrave. There were other kids, right? And there's other stuff. So, Luke, from his wife, and his wife Reva told him to go get that hard drive, and he tried and he couldn't get it. So, what happened was the fact that like, well, we don't know, which we will know because they're working on it now, that Luke is, he's ex-con and escaped from prison. That I think that those other kids potentially could be like Cloak and Dagger.
I think that would probably be a really nice kind of like.
I think it would really be nice for the Luke Cage series. Yeah, that he goes and looking for the other people on that drive. Yeah, that would be his story.
They've got to have some sort of like harking back.
Something that people thought was totally unnecessary, as our man Midhat, which was the twins.
But I think that was just I don't think they needed to be in there, but I just thought it was good. I thought it was an interesting part of it. They didn't add anything to the story.
I think they did. I thought because they wanted to show that Jessica lived in an apartment building.
Yeah.
So they gave her like these annoying neighbors. So they just started out as annoying neighbors, and then they would have this weird relationship. And then like the guy, was in love with Jessica, and he was showing up at her doorstep. To the one time he shouldn't have shown up when Kilgrave was there. And then when he told Kilgrave that I'm in love with her, he's like, I am only one in love with her. And then he made the kid kill himself. So it is in a way Jessica's fault. She actually lies in bed and they go, oh my God,
Yeah.
And then it's like, what do we do with the body? So they left the body there for like a day.
Which it would have taken them a while to get the smell out. I think.
Yeah. So it was kind of like so the decisions that they had to make was like totally unmoralistic. So this bonded, I thought, and it took a long time, bonded her and Malcolm, and then so Malcolm like drives him out, dumps the body. But then when she chooses, because this is the Top Shelf Pervert episode, she chooses to jump in the water. You think she just jumped in the water to pull the body out. She jumped in the water to rip his fucking head off. What the hell is this all about?
I mean...
And then take him to the police station and dump him on the desk. That is not predictable. That is awesome. And I don't care if there's no Daredevil fight sequence. This is some really raw stuff going on. It
didn't need that fight. That cop scene when she went...
It didn't need the cop scene?
No. They didn't need the fight. It didn't need a fight like a Daredevil fight. Because you had scenes, you had scenes like that cop one where she walks out of the prison and then just everyone... And there's that, he does one of those brilliant enemy diatribes, it's sort of like that scene was just so nerve-wracking because
was it in the police station?
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat, not knowing where it was going to go.
Because somebody could just like pop themselves in the head just for fun. Like when he tells the guy to eat the phone.
There's so many good like when he tells the guy to keep standing at the fence. And it's sort of like,
he was still there the next day.
Still there the next day.
How come nobody even notices this guy? He's just standing at the fence. He's got piss on him.
It's sort of like,
and he's like,
there's no coppers kind of like going over and going, excuse me, sir, are you stalking this person whose house you're staring at?
Crazy. That was crazy. Yeah. But no, that was me.
But I'm just saying that with the twins thing, it didn't need the twins thing. It could have just been a single person who lives upstairs or something like that. I just think she was a little bit irritating.
Yeah.
But
she was a lot irritating.
Yeah, I kind of like see. I can see it from both perspectives. Special shout out to Rosario Dawson, who once again is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Can you say more about it? I just thought little slide one-liners every now and then, kind of like just sort of like a little bit of a, that kind of like, I am going to help these people, but fucking hell, I really.
Why did they keep coming to me?
Yeah, why do they keep coming to me? I am going to help them, but why do I have to deal with the guy with impenetrable skin? Okay,
but the eyeball thing was great. That was like, oh my god, I watched
that, and I was going, please don't show it, please don't show it, please don't show it, please, because I kind of like in my head, I had it
like, you gotta have some serious skills.
Yeah,
to drain his cranial fluid through his eyeball.
But again, it kind of like, how else was she going to do? There was no other way.
I know.
This is the brilliant thing.
It was excellent. It was excellent.
She played it really well, and I can't say too much more.
It was great that Luke was in that coma for that final battle, because one, it gave us some good scenes with Rosario and Malcolm and everything else like that, and Luke wakes up, but Jessica's already already done her thing, and if you look at that scene, you will see that he's conscious, he's awake, right? And she tried to tell him that, hey, Jessica, really saved you. You guys can have a relationship, and all that kind of stuff. And then he's gone like the wind. And I'm thinking he doesn't forgive her.
No, I think that there's something unresolved there.
No, totally. But that's what I loved. I'm thinking that he doesn't forgive her.
But I don't know. I don't know necessarily if it's. I think that maybe he's disappeared not because he's not forgiven her, but because he now understands where she was coming from and realizes how he's just had almost.
Oh yeah, he was also. She told him that Jessica defeated Kilgrave as well, and so he knows there's no reason to stay.
But he has to feel. This is a guy who has impervious skin, unbreakable skin. Nothing can get through to. Nothing can hurt him. Well, it can hurt him, obviously, but not. He has built that kind of resistance to everything, and then he has someone mind rape him, and it is a vulnerability he's never had before. And so I think that he's left not just because he's still not forgiven her. I think that he's on the road to forgiving her now. I think. I think he will. But I think it's a case of he feels a little bit embarrassed that he allowed this person, because he's a very proud. He's definitely
very proud. I don't know. I think he just needs time. I don't think he's embarrassed.
I think there's part of it, because even in the first episode, he kind of he's very proud of his bar. She even makes a big thing where she dissects him and goes, "You're a proud person. Everything's clean. This is a dive bar, but it's like a proper bar." He's proud of that. He's proud of himself. He knows who he is. He doesn't sleep with married women. He has all these ethics, and then he's just had for an entire 24 hours. He has just been doing stuff that is completely against his ethics, telling her that he forgives her. He's saying stuff. He's being put on. So when he wakes up from that, number one, he can't go and get revenge for that. He can't get revenge. He can't get revenge for the death of his wife anymore. And it's a lot for him to take on. So I don't think he's leaving just because he hasn't forgiven her. I think that he's just going through a bit of an emotional journey that he needs to kind of. And what would be a great little thing is if, in the Luke Cage series that they're going to do,
he ends up in Times Square.
He ends up in Times Square, but he kind of he's trying to find his way. He's trying to figure out how he can be a hero. I don't think that we're going to have any. I don't think he's running from anything. If Luke Cage was running from something at the moment,
he's only running because he escaped from prison.
No, but if he'd escaped from prison,
the guards died though.
Yeah, if he escaped from prison, he wouldn't open a bar. This is my only kind. This is my only.
Man look the same, dude.
No. Right. Number one, right?
His name's not Luke Cage.
Yeah. Number one, I don't necessarily agree with that. Number two, I'm saying that New York Hell's Kitchen. I don't think that's the case anymore. And number three, as far as I'm aware, you still have to have a liquor license to open a bar. Well, it doesn't say that.
He does. It says in the show it was his wife's bar.
Right. Okay. If he says that, but his wife's dead. How could it be?
She's dead now. She wasn't dead then.
But when she had the bar, but with a liquor license, once that person who holds the liquor license is dead, that liquor license is revoked. It doesn't count anymore. That's simple legal precedence. So it's kind of like saying,
I think there is a sticky situation with the wife, because, like I said in the comments, she was the girlfriend.
Yeah,
it's a sticky situation with it being a wife because then you don't understand how was he Luke Connors or something like that. So it is complicated.
Yeah, I don't think that it should be kind of like he's running from the police at the moment. I think it should be. Every time the cops show up, he doesn't want to see them. He is running from. Yeah, but get with the program. He is running from the law. But every time the cops show up, he doesn't want to be seen. He is running from the law. I mean, dude. Get with it. I mean, I can live with it. What I said. We've got a year to wait for that.
Yeah, we got a year to wait for that. But I can live with the brother man on the run. Let's see how they wind up the characters. So Jessica had the big showdown with Kilgrave, where we finally realized that Kilgrave, always in the back of his mind, is afraid that he can't control her, and she's pretending that you can control me now. Instead of you can't control me, she's pretending that you can't control me. So then he's like, okay, I'll kiss Trish, and I'll take her away. You can't stop me. And he's like looking at her, like, I really can't control you. She's like, smile. Yeah, and then when she smiled, it was kind of like, she would never smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At all. No, she was never a smiley type of person. So like, he was like, yeah, I can. We're gonna be so good together. So that way he came right into her, sphere for her to take him out.
And there was no other thing she could do. I completely understand that. I think it's the sod reasoning.
Right.
I think it's everything that is something that had to be done. You couldn't as soon as that guy goes into jail, he is never going to be even Supermax wouldn't be able to hold him.
No.
In this realm of possibility. Yeah. It's not. They've got Scarlet Witch to kind of like do mind control.
So how disappointed were you when his father gave him the serum to enhance his power?
And he didn't turn purple.
No, he did.
He turned purple for a second.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. How disappointed were you that he didn't stay purple?
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed.
I was because, as I said, this was pretty much an origin story.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed that like his neck started turning purple and everything, as if like the growth hormone was doing that to him. And even when, okay, fine, he's not purple out there on the pier, but when he gets angry, that he should turn purple.
Yeah.
If he's not permanently purple, he should turn purple. I was just kind of like,
that scene at the docks thing. I was really hoping when he had his back to her and then he turned around and was like, oh, he's got to be purple. And then, of all things,
that's why he wants to get on a boat.
Yeah, of all things, though, I mean, it's small potatoes.
I know, but why they didn't do that? I mean, I guess they said, you know what, we're killing him anyway, so don't worry about it, guys. We're killing him anyway. I think that's why they just said forego it and stuff. We're killing them anyway. So overall, I mean, the series, what you think?
I mean, I loved it. It wasn't as good as Daredevil. I know what you said before, saying that you can't compare the two, but I mean, I thought that Daredevil was by far the ultimately perfect comic book adaptation for a comic book character I care about. Jessica Jones is not a comic book character that I really cared about. She wasn't. I collected the Pulse when it was first came out, and I liked the New Avengers when her and Luke kind of like were coming in, and I thought it was a good story. Like, they've got Squirrel Girl as a freaking nanny. It's entertaining stuff.
But
like
their daughter becomes Captain America as well.
And so it was. There wasn't anything emotionally invested in me to watch the program, but by God, by the end of the series, it was like I want to read more Jessica Jones stuff. I want to know more about that character.
Here's our second spoiler review of Jessica Jones, but this time Midhat wasn't able to be here last week, and we kind of like had tore into Midhat because of his theory, but he says that we got it wrong. Yeah. So Midhat is now given the chance to explain what he was trying. Well, he's given the chance to explain.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying what I'm saying is that I've already covered a lot of it.
No, I know, but it's really just a defense of it's like a rebuttal, right?
So, yeah. I was saying they did a lot of things that were predictable, but mostly because the pacing was so slow. I could figure out what the mysteries was going to be before it actually happened. That was my main problem. I said that it has a lot of good content, but it had a lot of filler crap in it. So if they actually cut each episode down to 25 minutes, it would be a solid 8 or 9.
Yeah, if you wrote the show, yes.
No, if I edited the show.
Let's break this down a little bit. Filler crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's walking everywhere all the time.
Because she doesn't drive.
Have you ever been to New York?
And I lived in New York.
And you always say you're from New York.
How many?
It's your staple. It's your catchphrase. I know you're from New York. You say it like once every week.
Look, right? No, it's like London.
I know your shtick.
The only people who drive in London are people who live in London.
But that's not why Jessica walks.
What do you want
the reason Jessica walks is because she still has
trauma. Could you imagine
from her
road rage
parents'
though?
death. That's why she won't get a driver's license.
She could break the wheels. She'll have to get a new car like every week.
Why don't you drive?
She's fine getting on a bike.
Yeah, because she didn't cause
an
accident on a bike. She caused an accident in a car.
That's good. That's not filler. That's not filler in any way.
That's your opinion.
That is not filler because it's story arc. It's meant to be.
Her story arc didn't have a resolution to have a catharsis where she learns to drive a car.
But why would a superhero need to drive a car unless it's Spider-Man getting his fucking spider car?
Why would a superhero need to drive a car if they're super fast? Yes, but if they're walking at normal, she doesn't jump and fly everywhere.
She could jump. She could jump and.
Well, she can jump and fly.
But she doesn't though. She doesn't use that for her to travel.
You don't see it.
No, we see her walking all the time.
There's plenty of other things to talk about besides her walking because, as we said, she's in New York and she travels, and also she gets a ride. So she always calls somebody for a ride.
If she comes to the Avengers, then we'll see her like jumping over buildings and stuff.
You don't see Captain America jumping in a taxi, kind of like, oh, I've got to get to the Avengers Tower, so like.
And the idea of her walking is supposed to be because she's street level. You know, these are the street level heroes. So the Avengers never they always ends up where they going.
Yeah, but okay, so when we first start seeing that woman that died, that started exploding away from her, by the third time...
You're talking about Reva Connors, let's get it right.
But yeah, Reva. When she was like flying away, okay, I see her, okay, she's dying, so this is tormenting her, obviously. See her the second time, okay, it's still tormenting her, okay, now it's too obvious, clearly she's the one who did it. Third time we see her still walking. I realize that it's always cutting to her following Luke Cage around, and Luke Cage doesn't have anyone.
Do you not get it?
You already figured it out.
Wait. Do you not get it? Yeah, well, there's a relationship. Do you not get it though?
I get the relationship.
It's a build-up.
But it's a build-up. But they built it up so long that I figured it out.
Now this is. Now I agree with you, and I said this last week that it was that unveiling was predictable.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was predictable.
And this is exactly what I said. I said it was. I'm not saying that being predictable is bad. I'm saying that was always going to be a case because you needed to develop that kind of story arc. So it was needed, and it was always going to build up. But it didn't, the whole him coming back and forgiving her, and then it turned.
He didn't forgive her.
No.
Kilgrave.
Listen to me when I say. Well, wait till I finish a sentence. And I say, when Luke comes back.
Cut down the words in your sentences.
When Luke comes back.
You're like an episode of Jessica Jones.
Yes.
When Luke comes back and forgives her, but it turns out to be the Purple Man who's doing it, which is what I was saying.
Prince.
Then that was kind of like the story. That was where it exploded, and that's where the payoff really needed to happen for that predictability that was set up.
And that was a fantastic payoff, as I said last time.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic payoff. So let's get to the facts here.
Okay.
You were talking about predictability with the Reaver and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Was it a payoff for you that Luke Cage was controlled by the Purple Man, that he fought Jessica Jones, she blew his head off, stuck a needle in his eye, and when he finally came to his senses, he left? Was that all a payoff?
Half of it.
I mean,
because it was pretty obvious Luke Cage was being controlled by that point. It was because he spent so much time with her, with his father, trying to figure out what to do. That by that point you're like, he must have figured it out.
What?
Figured out what? Figured out how to make his powers last longer.
We're not talking about Kilgrave's powers.
No, I'm talking about Kilgrave controlling Luke Cage.
No, but they explained that.
We were just talking about Luke Cage waking up.
His powers covered for 12 hours before his father started.
I know, that was before he went off with his father.
Yeah, but what he was saying, Luke Cage was ordered to ring him every 12 hours. Mm-hmm. So that's the
it was.
Thing.
He was
so
even though he was ordered, that was still like a bait and switch.
There is a point where
that was still a bait and switch because he kept going into like clubs and stuff to test himself. So he's already getting more powerful. And that these rules that he was doing, that you could figure out that he's probably got more power than that because he's been practicing it for weeks.
Days,
whatever it was.
My point. It had nothing to do with that.
The bit in the eye.
That was a good payoff.
All right, cool.
I'll give you that one. I like that one.
All right.
Also, it was Rosario
I don't understand. I mean,
oh yeah, cameo by Rosie O'Dawson. That was
Rosie
O'Dawson.
O'Donnell.
That's what I
The
said.
sister of Rosie O'Donnell. It's Rosario.
Rosario!
I
met
You said Rosie.
I met Rosario
recorded.
I met Rosario once in New York, by the way.
No, you shouted at Rosario.
Alright, I did. How did you hear that story? Because I told it before. Anyway, go ahead, Sean. You wanted to say
One of
something
your
about...
I'm from New York stories.
No, I like how she hinted at Daredevil without actually seeing him, because I remember like how it said it would look so like stupid if we saw Matt Murdock walking in the back.
I don't think it would have looked stupid. I think it would have been awesome. So were you saying that you weren't disappointed that you didn't get him? Because all we did get was a name check on Angela Del Toro, who was the White Tiger, who also is rumored to be that she will be in season 2, hopefully, if there is a season 2. But
of course it's gonna be.
did you think that like they wasted that opportunity to not have Matt or Foggy walk in as Jessica Zoya?
No, I think it builds up better when we don't see.
Have you read the Alias series, the comic?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have, and Matt is all over that book.
He comes in the second half of the book, basically.
Yeah.
And and they start like going in and out of each other's books.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is, trying to encapsulate it all.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why Daredevil, as a year one for street level Netflix Marvel, didn't mention the other heroes. I can get that. I wasn't happy when I first saw it, but then I believe, like everybody else, it was a great series. But Jessica is the second part, and that's why we got Luke Cage, we got Jern Horgarth, and we got the potential to see, hopefully the other heroes after that. We talked about it last week, where the timeline of Jessica Jones more than likely technically happens in the first half of Daredevil series, because as you pointed out, or somebody else pointed out,
there's
no explosion. The Kingpins never blew up Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. So I also think that that's cool that this is only the first part. So when Rosario says, "Yeah, I have a friend," she doesn't say, "I actually know the devil of Hell's Kitchen," because he wasn't named yet.
So on its own, as a story premise, it didn't need that. And I think what Marvel are trying to do is prove that they didn't need to rely on this interconnected network to interconnect anything. Because the thing is, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, that's stuff that my dad will binge watch. And my dad, he does like some kind of like rubbish, but he binge watches programs that I wouldn't normally kind of like associate with, like CSIs and stuff like that. And him watching Daredevil in one fell swoop, and then he's watched Jessica Jones all in one fell swoop. He doesn't see it as two connected things, because there's no mention of it. So I think it's just a case of you're laying this path down. You've got Jessica Jones in her own little subset of Hell's Kitchen, Daredevil in there, and it'll make the impact of the Defenders. They are in the same universe.
Yeah, well, we hope so. I mean, like, and ending it off, right? What Kevin Feige has supposedly said is that the Defenders will be in Infinity War. Good. What I'm trying to say is that I can't wait, right? I mean, like, the idea that they're going to become the Defenders, I would like to at least hear about them, or do that thing where, Spider-Man swings overhead, something like that. I don't need them to be in the whole episode. But what are you waiting for? So if already Iron Fist is pushed back, are we going to at least see them in Daredevil Season 2, which is already being filmed? So then, like...
Already a trailer?
But I mean...
No, that's just kind of like a teaser trailer that's put together out of different narratives.
The other thing though is, you bring Captain America, or you bring someone from the movies, for instance, and kind of like bring them into this universe. What that immediately happens then is you have to tailor that particular episode around not just the fans of the Daredevil and the Jessica Jones audience that's been built there, which is primarily adult. There's no getting around it. Yeah. You put Iron Man, or you put Captain America, or you put one of those Avengers into there, that episode's tone has to be brought down, because kids Captain America, they can't watch it, they can't watch it. If you have 5 minutes where Jessica is getting pounded by Luke, and then about 15 minutes later,
about that.
Captain America kind of like coming into it. That's not what you want to see your kids. It is a very different audience.
And it makes
John.
The comic was very different.
Okay. So does it seem odd that after Jessica runs out of toilet paper, she wants butt sex.
I can't.
Do you think it's odd?
Well, I can't.
That is not what happened.
It's what happened.
I don't know what
I was
you
going
were
to say, I
watching.
don't remember.
That is not
I remember her running out of toilet paper. I
And
don't
then
remember
following
wanting...
Luke Cage.
When did she
and
indicate
then-
wanting butt sex?
She turned
She
around.
did get butt sex,
She got
but
butt
that's
sex.
not
Have it
that's not
covered
why
as
she had
If
butt
she
sex.
turned around, you can
No,
have
no, that is
normal
what-
sex.
Yeah,
when
but
you
that
turn
was for
around.
butt sex.
You're
Why are we?
big young,
Let's
aren't
not talk about
No,
sex. This
no,
isn't about sex.
No, I'm just
This podcast
saying.
is not about sex.
Don't you think it's
Can I get a box set of this?
It would be odd. Yes.
it
Yeah,
did
no, I think that's. I mean, I didn't read anything into that. I didn't read anything.
I was shocked
into
about how
I did
how-
because
how
what it
much-
was because my man had unbreakable skin. It was like unbreakable skin. So like the whole thing about it was because they both had really tough skin tone that
His is tougher.
yeah
She got
that
hit.
that by her turning around was okay. I can take it. You sure? Yeah. And that's what that was. Had nothing to do with her being on the toilet and everything like that. Freakazoid.
Have you ever had
It wasn't.
Essential.